So as always, I'm going to start out this look with priming my eyes. I'm using the Urban Decay Original Primer Potion. So all I'm doing is just applying this all over my eyelid, up into my brow bone, trying to avoid the eyebrow area. I also would take this primer down on the lower lash line as well, just because we are going to be applying shadow on the lower lash line, and again, you would like that to also stick as well. So for this look today, we're going to be using mainly the Naked 3 palette by Urban Decay. So the first brush I'm going to be using is this flat blender brush, and this is the MB17 by Morphe brushes. I'm going to be taking this shade here called Strange, and what I'm going to be doing is just applying this all over my eyelid. I've been just really loving this technique lately. I feel like it really helps blend out my eyeshadows a lot more evenly. Okay, back to the tutorial. So I'm going to be taking this Real Techniques, this is called the Base Shadow Brush, and I always use this actually for my crease. I like how it's nice and flat, and I can really just get in there. So I'm going to be starting out with this shade here, if I can find it. This shade here called Limit. I'm going to be using this as my first crease shade, so I'm going to go ahead and apply a little bit to my brush. Very similar to other tutorials, what you want to do with the shadow is concentrate the most color on the outside corner of the eye. That's usually where I want the most color anyway, so that's where you have the biggest concentration, and then I blend it back into the rest of the crease area in windshield wiper motions. And right now I'm just layering Limit again back and forth in the crease, just building it up to the intensity that I'm looking for in my crease eyeshadow, at least for the first initial color that I put down. So try to avoid the mistake I made the first time around. You will need an eyeshadow base for this look as well, just to help the eyeshadow stick, especially really glittery eyeshadows need something to adhere to. So this is the City Color White Gold color, and this stuff is just incredibly pretty. I love the way that it came out of my eyes. Go ahead and take a flat shader brush. This is a Mary Kay brush that I've had for quite some time, and I'm using the All Nighter Setting Spray. This is the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. It's kind of like a just like a mist or something to really, help adhere the glitter and the pigmentation to the brush so that I can transfer it onto lids. This is just kind of a technique I use because I don't have the MAC Fix Plus. So I'm going to be taking this shade here called Dust, and I'm going to just be, again, dusting this all over my eyelids. What I'm going to be doing is kind of just packing it in as pigmented as I would like it to be. And again, you guys can go as light or as heavy as you would like. If you can see right here, I did not have the eyeshadow base down yet currently. So I do, like I said, recommend that step before you even put down this shadow. Much better. So this is definitely the pigmentation I was looking for initially that I was not getting until I put down that base color, or I should say that creamy base color. So this is kind of exactly what I'm going for. It looks a little bit skewed in the camera, but trust me, it comes out absolutely gorgeous. And again, I just build this up as much as I can from the inner corner till about halfway, leaving the outer corner a little bit on the blank side because we are going to be adding a deeper shade into that in a little bit. And again, taking that flat blending brush and kind of just going over the eyeshadow right now, blending out any harsh lines that may exist, especially into the crease area. I want to try to avoid as much glitter as I can from that area, but also not breaking down the pigmentation of the overall look. Next, I'm going in with this pencil brush into this deeper glitter shade called Buzz. I'm going to be using this again on the outer corner of my eye just to deepen up that area a little bit and add a little bit of contrast. So go ahead and just create some kind of an outer V shape. That's usually the technique I use when trying to, again, darken my outer corner. But it doesn't have to be perfect, obviously. I kind of just wing it and then I blend away from there. Next thing to do is take this color Strange, if I can actually get into the camera angle, just taking that and blending it between the two colors, just eliminating any harsh lines in between the two. Going back to that flat shader brush, I'm going to be going into this color here called Nooner. That's where I'm pointing with my finger. This is just a little bit deeper of a matte brown color, and I'm going to be taking this into the crease just to deepen up that area. Again, same kind of windshield wiper motions, concentrating most of the color to the outside and then blending it in windshield wiper motions. So I'm taking the Urban Decay can't believe, I think this is from the Naked 2 palette. It's just the Dome blending brush. This is one of my favorite blending brushes, and I'm just blending that into the crease area. Next, I'm taking the flat Morphe shading brush, and I'm just blending out the outer corner of the eye and blending it into the rest of the crease as well. Next, I'm going in with this giant fluffy brush from Sephora, and I'm going back into this shade here called Strange that I've been using throughout this entire look. I'm going to be using this on my brow bone. This huge fluffy brush is one of my favorite brushes to use for the brow bone area. I think it just distributes the product very nicely and really helps blend out any harsh lines. So going in with this kind of rounded out pencil brush, it's just nice and small to use for the outer corner area. I'm going into this color here called Blackheart. So going in with this color, I'm just creating a little bit more drama in the outer V area, just really defining that. Starting kind of from the middle and working my way down and then working my way back up, just again blending out that color, really creating a lot of definition in that outer corner area. Next, I'm going to be using that Urban Decay blending brush again, just to blend out, again, any harsh lines in that outer corner. This kind of more compact blending brush is what I like to use for that, because it doesn't take off all the pigmentation of the eyeshadow, but it does give you a very nice blend as well. This is the time too if you want to go back in and add any more glitter back into your look if you feel like you eliminated too much of it with blending. Next, I'm going in with this tiny little brush. This is the Real Techniques accent brush. I think you can get this in a whole brush set. And I'm going back into the color Blackheart. I'm going to be using this, if I can get into the camera angle, underneath the eye, just trying to keep very close to the lash line, as close as you possibly can. And then I'm just going in with my finger and blending out that area again, just to eliminate any harsh lines and then just kind of really smoke out that look as well. Also, make sure I extend this pretty close to the inner corner of the eye. I'm not going all the way in, but I'm getting pretty close to the inner corner, and then again I will be blending this out mainly with my finger and the brush in and of itself as well. Going back into this shade Nooner with that dense fluffy brush, again that Urban Decay brush, I'm just going back into the crease and really softening up that line, kind of where that dark color Blackheart met the crease area. Again, this really just warms up the look, softens that line, and really, you know, just kind of brings the whole look together. And then using the big fluffy brushes to blend out any harsh lines that you may have created. Next, I'm going in with a felt tip liner just to create a nice wing look or a cat eye. I really like doing this with like more bolder smoky looks. I really honestly just wear a cat eye basically all the time. So I'm really trying to stick as close to my lash line as possible. Again, this is, I don't even know how many times I've told you guys, this is one of the hardest techniques to ever perform on camera. So bear with me, and again, the camera's kind of out of focus as well, but just try to stick as close to your lash line as possible. Make sure that you completely, you know, get as close to it as you can so there's no holes or gaps in between your shadow and your eyelashes. So seeing both eyes completed, you can tell I just did a very subtle wing. I'm going in now and curling my eyelashes. This is just a Revlon eyelash curler. I don't have a fancy eyelash curler. I'm not even like really into curling my eyelashes, but I am going to be using fake lashes today, so I am going to go ahead and curl them first. So I don't know why I did not show this on camera, but I am using the Tarte Lights Camera Lashes Mascara. I think that this mascara holds an amazing curl. I think it is a wonderful mascara to use underneath eyelashes just because, again, the amazing curl that it gives my lashes, as well as it gives it pretty great length too. Going with these Andrea lashes, these are 17 black. I just think that they're really nice and wispy. Okay, you guys are witnessing it first. I never do my false lashes on camera, and as you can see here, I'm not even in the camera while I'm doing them, so these are a bit tricky, but I'm getting much better with applying lashes. But right here, I'm just getting them as close to my lash line as I possibly can, just kind of pushing them in and letting the glue hold and stick so that they do not pop throughout the day. Going back in with that felt tip liner, I'm just kind of cleaning up any of the lines. These lashes have a rather thick band. I don't know if I'm going to purchase them again. I don't like how thick the band is. It's very hard to, again, get them perfect on your eyes and not have to cover them up a little bit with, you know, a little bit of eyeliner again. So that's just what I'm doing right now. Again, I am not an expert at applying lashes, so I think that this technique works very well if you need to clean them up. And on to applying my eyebrows. I'm going to be using this eyebrow pencil here from Mary Kay and my Anastasia brow pomade in, I believe it's in the shade Chocolate. I am not even going to show you guys this technique on camera because it's boring and it's very tedious. If you guys want a more in-depth tutorial on it, please leave me a comment down below and I certainly will. But I'm always trying to refine this technique because I'm not even really that impressed with my eyebrows. Let's be realistic. Next, I'm just going back in with the eyelash curler now that all the glue is dried and just adhering my natural lashes to my false lashes, just again making sure that I do not have any hooded eyes with these falsies. Alright, hard part is done. Now it's just applying the rest of my face. First, I'm going in with my Maybelline Age Rewind Eraser. I'm using this just to get rid of any dark circles I have underneath my eyes. I'm also taking my Real Techniques Beauty Blender, and that's the tool I'm going to be using to blend out this product. I'm going to be setting my under eye area with this e.l.f. Tone Correcting Powder. I'm going into the yellow shade right here. I get a lot of use out of this palette, as you can see. So I'm just going in and setting that under eye area. This really, again, helps eliminate any dark circles. Yellow helps cancel out any blue or any darkness underneath the eyes. Next step is bronzing. I'm going in with my NYX Matte Bronzer. I am in love with this bronzer right now. It's this beautiful like terracotta color. I think it looks so good with my skin tone. I really, really love it for a fair skin tone or more of a pale skin tone. And I'm going in with this Morphe cheek brush. I'm not sure the exact name of it. I will link it down below for you guys to check out. But I love this brush. I think it's great for contouring. So I'm going ahead and just applying the product, going towards my ear, going towards the outer, half of my face, stopping right there towards the end of my iris area. Don't want to extend it too far in. Go ahead and also take the brush up onto your temple as well. Again, trying to stay as close as you can to the outer part of your face. This is, again, just creating a nice contoured look. Also, make sure you take this down onto your jawline and blend it out. This really helps eliminate any double chinage you may have going on. Next, I'm going in with this Milani blush called Berry Amour, and then I'm also going in with the Real Techniques. This is the angled kabuki brush, I believe. I really, really love this brush for applying cheek powder, well, blushes anyways. So I'm starting at the apples of my cheeks and I'm working it back towards the temple, just creating, again, a nice blended look with the contour that I already laid down. I really love this blush for fall. I kind of just rediscovered it in my collection and I'm really loving it this month. Okay, so taking this jumbo-ass fan brush, you do not need one this big, but this is the Morphe 143, as well as the Mary Luminizer. This is one of my favorite highlighters right now. I kind of, again, just rediscovered this in my collection. But right now, I'm just applying this on the top of my cheekbones as well as on the top of my brow bone, just to give my brow a little bit of lift, as well as my cheekbones, just give it a nice highlight, a little bit of lift, and again, really bring this whole look together. Make sure you also take the highlighter down your T-zone area as well as onto your forehead, onto your Cupid's bow. I'm kind of blending it out right now, but onto your Cupid's bow as well as a little bit on your chin. You just want to make sure that you evenly highlight everywhere on your face so that nothing looks unnatural or uneven. Next, I'm going in with my Hourglass Ambient Lighting Palette in this Real Techniques. This is the Duo Fiber Face Brush. I'm going into this darker shade here, which is more of a tan color. I don't remember the name of it offhand. Again, I will link the Hourglass palette below so you guys can check that out. But I'm just going into the contoured and the blush area just to diffuse any harsh lines. Going into the shade here, I'm just going to be using this as an all-over setting powder. So just working this into the rest of my face just to, again, to create a nice diffused look. And last but not least, it's time to set my makeup. I'm using the Urban Decay De-Slick Makeup Setting Spray. This is part of the All-Nighter collection, I believe. So I'm just going to go ahead and spray this and make sure that I get a nice even coat all over my face. So I chose to go with two different lip colors for this look. The first one is the Lasting Finish by Kate Moss lipstick in 08. And this is just a very nice, pretty neutral, kind of My Lips But Better pink color. I really, really love the finish of it. I finished off this lip look with this Buxom lip gloss in the shade Sophia. I think this is an absolutely beautiful, nice like light pink shade, but again, it goes really nice with this lip. And now something a little bit more bolder. I'm going in with this Milani lipstick in Sangria. This is a nice deep wine color. It looks a little bit brighter on camera than it actually is, but it is very nice. So if you're a little bit, you know, nervous about the vampy lip, I think that lipstick is a great way to go because it isn't too dark. It still has that nice kind of red consistency of it, but it is a nice deep wine color. And then to finish off this look, I'm also going in with another Buxom lip gloss. This is in the shade Pucker Up. It's like a nice violet purple shade that I think will add a really nice element to this lip. This also helps kind of blend out any kind of patchiness that was left from the original lipstick. That's the only thing I find a little bit disappointing about it, is it does apply a little bit patchy, but if you use a little bit of lip gloss, it kind of evens everything out and really brings this whole lip look together. So here is the final look, guys. I hope you really enjoyed this tutorial today, and please leave me a comment below if you recreated this look yourself. Thank you guys so much for checking out my tutorial today. Again, please leave down below which lip look you like better, the more vampy one or if you like the more neutral one. Either way, I achieved them both with drugstore lipsticks and I think they both look amazing. Again guys, thanks so much for checking out this holiday tutorial. If you want to see any more tutorials, please leave me a comment down below. I will definitely get it on the list of things to film coming up. Also, please make sure you check out all my social media channels. You can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, my YouTube channel, my blog Lovin'. I'm going to link all those below so you guys can check those out as well. But with that, I'm just going to catch you guys in my next video. Bye everybody!
First things first, I'm the realest.